Alright, so before I begin this video, I need to send out a trigger warning. If you do not like anyone speaking negatively about Transformers or Hasbro projects, has any kind of mainline Transformer issue, that's not a positive, that you can't take anything but positive feedback, well, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. For the rest of us, let's have a little bit of story time in Drunken Prime. So I was sitting on a forum today, and someone showed pictures of the soon-to-be-released upgrade kit for the $200 Victory Saber, the HasLab Victory Saber, $200 set, and it already has an upgrade kit. And the upgrade kit is to fix the things that made me not want to back the project anyway. So go figure. But yeah, we were talking about that, and everybody was like, see, this is why I don't buy Hasbro products. This is why I don't deal with Hasbro stuff. And it got me to thinking, and I typed this in, well, with all this Hasbro hate, does the mainline still matter to anyone in this room outside of me? To which I got a varying degree of replies, all from hell no to nah sometimes to definitely. And I wanted to explore some of the rationale that I think I brought up in that forum in my long-winded soliloquy that I wrote out in response to a lot of the answers. And the first thing that I would talk about was like, what does Hasbro do right? And let's be honest here. When they're on, to me, this is what I've said many times, when they're on, man, they're on. Think about it. I'm just going to name a few. I'm just going to look at my shelf real quick and name a few. Kingdom Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron. That's the Beast Wars Megatron. Inferno, the G1 Inferno from Kingdom. Galvatron from Kingdom. Rodimus Prime from Kingdom. Siege Jetfire. Earthrise Skylinks. The Dinobots from Studio Series 86, Jazz from Studio Series 86. I'll throw it up there. Why the hell not? Cyclonus, Kingdom Cyclonus, which I still think to this day is the best Transformer Hasbro has ever made. I would throw out there Scourge. I would throw out there from Studio Series 86, the Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. The Studio Series 86 Sharkticon, I would throw that bad boy out there too. There's a lot of them I can throw out there because they're just amazing. But there's one particular figure that I love. I love the character. I love the way they did it. Like, it's just perfect. For mainline, it's freaking perfect. And that's this blaster. I freaking love this blaster. When it got leaked, I was like, I'm buying this blaster. When it got released, I was scouring the internet to buy this blaster. Got the blaster. Got it on sale for like 20 something, like $28 after tax and everything. Came out to like 30 something with some change. Love this figure. Did a review on this figure. Said I love this figure. I love this figure. But then I got this figure. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at the two of them together. Let's just look at the two of them together. Let's keep it a buck. We're gonna keep it above board. We're keeping it a buck right now. If you got the Deformation Space, which is the big blaster here, the Deformation Space O2 blaster. If you got this guy first, and then someone came along and handed you the Hasbro version and said, you only can keep one. You know which one you're keeping. Come on now, stop it. You know which one you're keeping. Now, with that said, I don't find it. I love this blaster. I don't give a shit. Like, it's staying with me. It's one of my favorite figures. It, comes with a gun, comes with eject, good paint where it needs to be painted. Only I can count 4 hollow, real, like, legit hollow parts on him, which for Hasbro was amazing. Looking at you, Victory Saber. But I mean, yeah, I find no real faults in this figure. I freaking love it. And that's where the problem comes in. Like, I'm once again, keeping it real. On my shelves right now, I have one shelf that I have one entire, like, cabinet, display space dedicated to my mainline figures. Directly next to it is a display space dedicated to my third-party figures. And hand to God, hand on the Bible, I will testify to this in court. People have walked into my room where I keep all my stuff displayed, looked at my third-party figures, and then their eyes wandered to the mainline shelves, and they looked at me and said, "Why do you have so many toys?" Pointing at the mainline shelf. And that shit stung. I ain't gonna lie, that shit stung, because I freaking love some of my mainline figures. God, I love them. But yeah, there's definitely a quality drop off. There is. It just is. And for people who don't like Hasbro anymore, they only play in third party, cool. Hey, listen, I get it. But, like, the mainline, for those people who listening who are only third party, remember this: if you're only third party and you missed out on Kingdom, you missed out on I think a generational version of Transformers. I say that Kingdom and Siege are 2 generational pieces of art. Like, they are art. If those things were to survive a million years, people were to discover this, the aliens were to come and discover it, they would they do a fossil record of all the Transformers figures. They go like Power to Primes and all this other stuff. They get to Siege, they're gonna say, this is when humanity ascended. I'm dead ass. That's what they'll say. This is the part where humanity ascended to the next level. And then they get to Kingdom and they're gonna be like, oh man, this is when they hit their pinnacle. And damn that they ain't right. Man, those are like generational figures. They really, really are for mainline. Like, sometimes there are figures in there I really feel like $30. I feel like I underpaid for some of them. I know how that sounds, but that's kind of how I feel about them. But then when you compare even the Kingdom to any of their third-party counterparts, there's a drop-off. There really is a drop-off. But also remember, the drop-off is because Hasbro's catering to shareholders. They're not catering to us. Third-party companies have no choice but to cater to us, because if we don't buy it, they could go out of business on if they come out with any group of figures and no one buys them, they're out of business. Hasbro comes out with a bunch, people will still buy them for the most part, but even if they have a drop off of 20-30%, they're still going to be in business. But seriously, price. People always say third-party figures are so damn expensive, and they are. There are reasons for that, but let's be clear, they are expensive. Oh god, they're expensive. Like, think about it like this. Right now, if you go to Show Z's store, type in Fans Toys, you pick any of those 2 Fans Toys figures, you're looking at anywhere from $280 to over $300. And I get it. That's expensive. I mean, the X-Transbot Ultra Magnus that just dropped, the stack Ultra Magnus that just came out, that's $200, man, versus the mainline one that's what's $50, and if you get the shattered glass version, that's what, $60, $65, I think it is. But yeah, I get that. The price thing is huge. And when you consider the price in there, you know, it's great. It's great if you're a mainline collector like me. It's like, hey, you know, I got an extra $50 lying around. I want to get something new. It's available. I'll get it. But yeah, the quality though, man, the quality of Hasbro's Transformers has dropped. If anyone says they haven't, you're a liar. Stop it. It's not. These newer figures, some of them are nice, but they're not worth it. They're not worth it at all. At least when I drop my $150 on a Fans Toys or whatever, these Deformation Space figures, X-Transbots, pick them, MMC, pick one. I drop $150 on it, I know what I'm getting in for. I'm usually getting insane amounts of paint. I'm usually getting die cast. I'm usually getting intricate transformations, a lot of accessories. They're not going to cheap out. Most of these companies do not cheap out at those price points, but Hasbro does. And that's my big issue, and that was a big issue a lot of people had in the forum, was that Hasbro just cheaps out. They could easily throw in more stuff, but they don't want to because they have to worry about bottom line. And they have to worry about the bottom line because they have to worry about shareholders. They could give two craps about what we want. But hats off to the Transformers team, because, you know, those guys over there, they're at least trying to give us what we want. I have full faith in their Dinobots. I have full faith in them giving us that Tarn that's up for pre-order. I have full faith in them executing very well the figures that we want. But I don't have faith in them executing the quality that we want. And that was one of the main reasons people said that they walked away as well. Like, the quality's not there anymore. And once again, I get it. Between Siege, if you were like me and you're jumping back in point for collecting Transformers with Siege, and then you got Earthrise, you're like, what the F? If you're jumping in point with Earthrise and then you got Kingdom, you're like, holy crap. But like, I get it. The quality, you know, if your diecast is your thing, then Mainline is definitely not for you. I mean, it's just what it is. If you like certain types of paint jobs, if you like certain kind of aesthetics, then Mainline ain't for you. Mainline, I think the main issue with Mainline is that Mainline needs to make up what Mainline wants to be now. They have no identity right now. They're just pulling out characters in Legacy. That's all they're doing. They're just pulling out characters at this point. And they're trying to do, like, you have the Bulkhead, which is a G1ification version of the Bulkhead. And then you're going to give us like Hotshot, which doesn't go with the Bulkhead. It doesn't show right. Like, Elita 1 doesn't show right compared to other figures. Like, right now, I think they're in that weird trying to find their lane, trying to find their ground, their footing. And third-party companies are just like, meh, we're just going to keep doing what we do. If you like the IDW designs, there's companies that do that. If you like the old G1, like you're strictly G1, that's it. That's all you want is G1, and you want to stay in that lane, third parties got you. If you just want one color, like one version of Optimus Prime, you just want, like me, I like the shattered glass aesthetic, so I have an entire shelf of just shattered glass Optimus Primes. Third parties got you. Which brings me into a point I made about shelf space. It's like, you're buying third party, eventually those big figures are going to take up a shit ton of shelf space. Meanwhile, if you're buying mostly mainline figures, there's not going to be, even if you buy every single figure, you're still going to have some space left on your shelves. It's just inevitable because they're smaller figures. So I mean, there's that factor to contend with. So there's value in that alone. Shelf space is very valuable. Space is at a premium in this game, and you need to have as much space as possible and available. And if you want to just fill your shelves with figures, Mainline's got you. Mainline has it. But like I said, Mainline is alive and well with me because I collect both. I dabble in both. So Mainline is alive and well to me. My main issue with Mainline is when they cheap out. When they give us a bunch of waffles on expensive ass figures, they shouldn't have. The QC problems happen across the board. Third party is not above QC issues. Looking at you, Magic Square, with your light, was it the light of peace? I'm looking at you with broken smokestacks on your Optimus Prime. So QC issues happen to everyone. They've happened to me on everything, like across the board. Everything I've ever purchased, I've had at least one figure with QC issues. But there's a difference between a QC issue and bad design choices. And I think that's where I kind of fall out of love with Hasbro, is that they make poor design choices on their figures that don't need to be made. They could easily have rectified that in the design phase, but they choose not to. They just choose to let it ride, knowing full and well people are going to buy it anyway. But yeah, Mainline still matters to me. I just wanted to lay out some points and get a little rant in about what I was going through on in this forum, and all the kind of the points I was making, and why I think Mainline and third party should both matter to you. But more importantly, Mainline, if it wasn't for Mainline, we probably wouldn't have any third party figures. We would have those oversized KOs. We wouldn't have a lot of these third party designs. Mainline definitely still serves a purpose. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Please feel free, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're checking out the community tab on the page, because I'm posting up deals. As soon as I find decent deals, I throw them up there for everybody to see and for you to buy. And also, I'll be posting my Amazon affiliate link in the description. So just click on that if you need to buy anything from Amazon. If you could click on that, that'd be great. Great way to support the channel, and you can still get everything you need from top to bottom. Whether you're buying baby formula or whether you're buying tires or whatever you need to buy on Amazon, you buy it and Amazon pays me. So it keeps the channel afloat, and I don't have to go on all these different routes begging for money to try to keep my plastic habit going, baby. But yeah, with that, be safe, be good, and as a Drunken Prime, cracking open another beer and signing off.